Difficulty such as technology when you're out remote and mobile, but as I was telling our friend Kody here, I had some friends that homeschooled their kids, and they're all entrepreneurs of some way. They don't, the concept of not doing something and the things they learned raising animals on they got a little 8-acre farm they grew on, and they raised alpacas, they had dogs, and they now breed a high-end breed of dogs, and that they ship all over the country. And these kids, 18, 22-year-old kids, I say kids to me, but young adults, and they would, I don't think if they'd have went to normal school, they would have ever had that drive.
That's absolutely true. My 18-year-old, he came to us at 15 and he said, schooling is not just not for me. Can I get a job? And we were all about it because schooling was not for this kid.
Right.
And he ended up working as an electrician's apprentice for the last 3 years, and he excelled at it because that's the way his mind worked, and we were able to allow him to do that.
Right. And that's a big thing I think that gets lost is, they try to do a one-size-fits-all in the public school systems. And, God bless that they're there, I guess, because, some people, that's all they're going to get.
Exactly,
but,
yeah.
But there's some kids who they just can't learn that way. And, the push in recent years, and I know, as my son was coming up, was to send him to college, send him to college. And I told my son, I said, listen, I want you to go try it. But if it's not your gig, it's not your gig. He did one semester, and he called me up. He said, Dad, I can't do this and do that, and I want to do my music and this. I can't do it and go to school. I'm like, well, you know the rule. And he said, yeah, if I'm not in school, I got to have a job. I said, that's right. And so he went on, and that's been 10. Well, let me see. That's been 8-10 years ago. And dude's worked consistently, but he's done what he's wanted to do, and he's better.
Good for him.
But they don't push the trade schools, and that's where we're losing people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I'm going to tell you, as somebody who's in a trade, I make more money than some people with a college education.
That's so true.
Oh, that is 100% the truth.
And you're in demand.
And I'm always in demand. I drive a truck, and so it's like
That's how we get that food we were talking about.
That's what I said. I'm home every day. I got a home job. I got a little job. I'm lucky. I'm home every day, and I make the same money if I was out beating up down that highway.
Yeah.
And and I've got a daughter. I love her to death. I got a daughter who's got a master's degree in education, and I make more money than she does.
I believe it.
Because of what I do. And I know the electrician and the plumber that come to our property, I know what they're getting paid because I pay the bill.
I might add to that just a little bit is that, sometimes those trades are in high demand because it's hard to find people to go into them.
Right.
That's where the opportunity is, right?
I agree.
So, again, that's where learning these trades at home or learning it through a homeschool program where the mind is more free to move and to learn that, to me, is a better environment for learning.
It gives the kids the opportunity to explore lots of different things that might be what excites them and the way that the wheels turn in their head.
Right. I learned fractions with my dad on a tape measure, working with him doing handyman and carpentry work. That's where I learned how to do, and mechanicing with the sockets and stuff. That's how I learned the metric system as far as 10 millimeter, 12 millimeter, was that computation. I learned all that with hands-on doing more than I learned in the classroom.
And I think of the executive functioning skills that my kids have when, learning to plan, helping me run my business, helping us run the farm, and those types of things that I just don't see in so many other kids.
Right.
And, I had somebody tell me recently that, the real world's going to eat your kids alive because they're homeschooled. And I thought, you know what? My kids are more self-sufficient than you.
Right.
That's a really good point about that. And I tell you, a lot of people are afraid to go into homeschooling. Maybe it's a personal reason. I know whenever I thought about it, back in the 90s about homeschooling, I thought, I'm just not the right person to teach my children. But, now that I've got a little bit of history, I'm thinking, you know what? I was a darn sight better maybe than what I thought.
Well, and now that there's tools, people are putting tools like this out. Y'all guys are doing what y'all are doing and making these tools, and I know there's a lot of online resources available as well, but people can do this where it's equipping these parents to teach beyond what maybe even, and they're learning with their kids.
That's the key right there.
You know,
is learning with your kids.
You know, instead of, you know, somebody, which, like I said, this is not a knock on teachers, okay? But I got a lot of friends who are, but, you know, and have been, but, you know, including our own Josh the boss, you know. But, you know, but a kid's going to learn better. Now, a parent's got to be disciplined to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and that's, I know, where some people fail is that, you know, that sounds good, but then the real discipline to do it is a challenge. But
well, and I think where this lies is, like you said, this isn't knocking on or teachers or parents or the public school.
Right.
This is saying for those who feel that calling, here's your encouragement.
Right. Here's a tool. And
Right. And I haven't found a homeschool curriculum yet that doesn't teach you how to do it.
Right. And so I mean that's important. I mean, because, you know, like I said, I know plenty of people without a quote education that were some of the smartest people I knew. And so I mean, you know,
absolutely.
And so I mean, hey, hats off to somebody. You told me that, you know, you couldn't find anybody to publish it because it's a niche area they didn't want to mess with. So you took it upon yourself and just did it yourself. And that to me is part of that spirit that drives a lot of this. Even we're out here at the expo with the people that are out here, is that same mentality of seeing a problem and creating the solution.
Oh, the homestead movement and the people that are a part of it are some of the most amazing people that I have ever come across in my life, because they are the most ingenuitive people and take the time to educate themselves in a way that I never thought people would.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of the things that, I mean, like even what you're doing, is not just they educate themselves. Once they've done that, they'll share it with everybody they know.
I call it like a learning revolution.
Right. I like that. Learning revolution.
Yeah. We'll have to steal that from you, Kody.
Go for it.
Steal that one. Put that on a sticker. But yeah, it's, you know, so I mean, hey, hats off that you're willing to share that. You know, and I know you said that, you know, y'all got a full functioning farm, you know, and stuff like that, and they're up. They literally can fall off the back porch and land in Canada. They're up in North Idaho, but you know, the rules apply everywhere. I'll say that. But they're up there in some beautiful country. But you know, up there, and he's home running that while you're down here chasing this. And I thought, man, that's busy going. You know, but you know, that's what it takes in today's world, when the whole family's involved in that thing, that you can make it.
The true nature of a homestead homeschool family.
Right, there you go. And it, just embodying everything you're talking about, you're living. And that right there, to me, speaks more to somebody than just somebody sitting there, you know, they're not doing it, you know.
So, Kody, let's talk a little bit about your book.
Oh, yeah.
That you've got here. It's Introduction to Homestead Science. And talk to my guy over there, Dakota.
Camera 2.
Are you on camera 2?
Cam 2.
Yeah, I want to show this book off. Let me know when I'm close enough. Am I good? A little more?
Yeah, we're getting a zoomed-in view right here, folks. We're going to do a manual zoom, you know. But anyway,
listen,
go ahead,
Kody put this thing together herself. And when I seen inside of it, because I mean, when I've seen inside of it first, I thought, well, whoever did this did an amazing job. Well, I said, who did it? And she said, I did. And I thought, that is really amazing. Just the things that are in this book and the way that they're laid out is there's a lot of color photos on it. Well, which, you know me, bro, I like the pictures.
Hey, that's okay.
It takes pictures to teach me, you know. But anyway, it's a beautiful book, and this is, I guess, one of your main curriculums, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what's inside this book.
All right. Well, like you said, you like the pictures. The next best thing to learning on a homestead is good pictures and good videos.
Right.
So that's something that I put together. This has 18 units in it. It's designed for middle and high school, which I do have products for preschool all the way through adulthood. Each of these 18 units covers a different part of homesteading with a science, an agricultural science base, but with the focus on the small scale farming and self-sufficiency. I wanted to cover quality of character, rural life, business history. I wanted kids to come out of this as better humans.
Man, that's just almost everything I never learned in school.
Right?
Absolutely.
Public school, let me just say that.
Yeah,
right.
You're right.
And, you know, I lined it up in a way where, like, you know, when we focus on the character trait of respect, it goes along with the meat unit. So
That's
you're learning
amazing.
to respect the animals that are nourishing you.
Right. And you were talking about the respect of the animal and of the trades that you're taking care of, which brings Cam 1, Cam 2.
Cam 2.
Okay.
All right. And so just wherever you were at. Okay, he's going to Cam 1.
Compare and contrast.
Yeah.
Cam 1. We're live. We're live. Hi, everybody.
We're live. Oh, we're live. Again, this is Keith with the Farm2Table Direct Show, and I guess this will be part number 3 because we had a technical difficulty. But I was just asking Kody, for those of you who have already or haven't seen part 1 and part 2 of this, go back and watch that so you can catch up to where we are. But I was just asking Kody to compare and contrast what it's like to take a child through homeschooling as compared to what it's like to be in a public school, and to what is the differences from the peer pressure, a child raised under peer pressure like I was and probably most of you, but what was that like?
Well, with my kids and a lot of the other homeschool kids that I work with, I mean, the personal responsibility, pride, the autonomy that they have, I mean, it is just amazing to see how these kids, they care about themselves and their family, their animals and their community so much in a different way. They what's the word I'm looking for? They care for them beyond their own personal needs. And that's the thing, is that our society right now, it's all about, it's the me, me, me. And it's a culture of relying on systems. Mm-hmm. And that's what our kids are seeing. And when I say our kids, the kind of societal kids,
right, our kids
are seeing
the
all the time. Yeah. And it's, someone else will take care of you, and the government will take care of you, your parents will take care of you. And it's not. We need to be working together. And that's what is not being seen in the public schools. And the peer pressure that comes along with it. I know it's like my older boys who were in public schools longer, and some, what I dealt with, the embarrassment and showing pride on.
Okay, there it goes. Okay. Yeah. So I'm not coming back in, so you can. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. I'm just going to run the camera. They're going to finish it up. Okay. But we can go as long as we need to over here. But anyway. Okay. Yeah. Wait, hang on. Okay. Let's see what's happening here. It's popping. It's popping on my. Oh, no, he doesn't. They're listening to me. Bye.
Okay, we live? Okay, we're live once again, and with audio this time. And again, this is Keith with the Farm2Table Direct Show, and Ryan stepped out behind the camera so he could assist us to get this thing done. And we're in part number 4 with Kody. And if you guys didn't get that, go back and watch the other 3. It's very well worth watching so that you understand where we're at. And we're back with her, having her to compare and contrast public school with homeschooling and the quality of child's education that you get.
Basically, just to wrap it up, I really see, a strength in character in kids that have been homeschooled. I see the mental health, the discomfort in themselves, and kind of discomfort in society that so many kids feel after coming out of the public school system, and that we're even seeing as adults, and the mental health and the struggles that we as
As a nation,
a
right.
nation are
Yeah.
struggling with, versus the strength that I see in so many homeschool kids. It's been really amazing. So yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that I would chase after full.
So there you have it. And, we'll leave it in your hands to make decisions for yourself about where you would homeschool. But I mean, there it is. I mean, you see the things that's going on in public school right now. And here's an opportunity, and I'm a strong believer that whenever there are problems that we see around the world, that there's also opportunity that's being created all the time. And here's an opportunity for you to learn something about homeschooling. And where can we find this information and more information about it?
You can find me at thehomesteadeducation.com. Where you can find links to my podcast where I talk about homesteading and homeschooling, all the links to my curriculum, and I'm always available on social media to be there to support you in your journeys.
Okay, so we're going to just wrap this up then, and there's something that we do at the end of every show, and what we say, and we can practice if you want to, but you're pretty quick. I bet you don't need any practice once I tell you what it is. But we say, prepare for the unexpected and keep it local, and we bounce that in, keep it local there whenever we do that, and. Besides, remember, hashtag Stronger Together, and we're going to ask that anytime that you're on your podcasting and everything, if you'll add that hashtag in and tell people that we're stronger together, that's what we're really the message that we're trying to get out to all of the community here. So anyway, we're about to close this up, and again, it's prepare for the unexpected and keep it local. Okay, once again, this is Keith with the Farm2Table Direct Show, and I just want to say thank you to Kody for coming and sharing with her knowledge about homeschooling. And as we always say toward the end of every at the end of every show, easy for me to say, prepare for the unexpected and keep it local.